Hello, wonderful listeners. Remember now, Elin had been reminiscing about the relationship between TH and his father, and it made her feel so very close to him because she had a similar relationship with her father. So let's see what's going on. Well, thank you, Mr. Jordan, for sharing those nuggets of truth with your daughter, who in turn graciously shared with me, Rena said appreciatively. This is why Rena didn't rush to return John's call. She knew that if he was sincere, then he would certainly call again. On that thought, the phone suddenly rang. So as she picked up the phone and heard his voice, she maintained her composure. This is Rena. How are you, John? I would be 100% better if we could set our meeting time and place. You are certainly a very busy young lady, and I desire to show my gratitude. If you allow me, I would like to turn our business meeting into a dinner. And before you possibly object, let me remind you that as an out-of-town guest, I expect that grand Chicago welcome I hear so much about. John, before I answer that, I must first know what you've learned. I need to know what you've heard, too. After all, I can't say yes to something sinister. Sinister? Just kidding, John. I didn't think I already know you to be someone I can trust. But I do. And since you are my guest, I'll select the restaurant. Awesome. May I have your address? John didn't think that Rena could get any more beautiful than that first time he saw her. But here she was again, taking his very breath and causing his heart to do somersaults. He saw that her hair was naturally auburn, colored on that first day they met. And that really excited him because he loved the natural beauty of a woman. Each time she had turned away to speak with David, John would just stare at her. He remembers that first meeting so vividly. Her eyes changed colors whenever the light would hit them. They were a brilliant brown, and he had never seen such a unique color as that. He knew he'd be taking a chance to lay everything before her now, but heeding the advice of his dearest friend, T.H., he had to do it. He and T.H. had never been closer than they were today when he met at his new Hyde Park home. The two men could not believe the mystical way in which they each came to enlightenment. T.H. teased John about the fact that he had actually gone to meet with Pastor Owens. He reminded John that of all the things they did together as kids, John would always hate going to the worship services. Then, when John showed T.H. the prayers from the pastor, T.H. knew that this was something beyond the both of them. John held nothing back. He told T.H. everything, even about Elin. The whole thing was quite amazing because before John had explained his initial interest in Elin, T.H. had come to learn that it was purely innocent. Much of John's behavior was explained in the journal, as well as the prayers. John had always thought so highly of T.H. until he thought that if he liked the very same things as TH, then that would somehow make him more like TH. Dr. Lance had even explained it to him. John thought that he could make his own parents love him if he were more like TH. After TH read the journal his father had left him, the many things that had happened to both he and John had now become so clear. His father had even included John in the journal, telling how TH should forgive many of John's seemingly acts of betrayal. The two men had even traded off with each other, just as they did when they were kids. John gave TH the prayers to read, and in turn, TH gave John his journal to read. So for that entire morning, it was as if each were in their own states of meditation as they sat together quietly, reading the revelations of truth and prophecy. Afterwards, nothing more needed to be explained on either one's part. TH was especially thrilled when John told him about meeting Elon's dear friend Rena. John told TH that he could hardly describe what he was feeling for Rena because he had never known this before. Laughing heartily, TH replied, "I know just what you're feeling, brother." Meanwhile, as Rena sipped her most exquisite wine, chosen by the handsome connoisseur sitting right across from her, she thought she was seeing things when TH walked right up to the table. She went into a semi-trance state as John made the introductions. Rena gave John a quizzical look as TH took a seat. Earlier, the men had decided that it would be best if TH was there when John revealed everything. John didn't want Rena to think that he was certifiably insane, as he shared his life up until this very moment. So he was happy that TH was there to support him. Upon hearing such an amazing account of John's life, Rena stretched her hand across the table to affectionately touch his. Breathing deeply, Rena responded, "Guys, all I can say is that we must all be matches made in heaven because this is truly out of this world. But Elin, Rena, please, you must tell me where she is." "That's just it, TH. I don't know." "Listen, you guys, we have got to find her now," TH almost yelled. "What if you call her, Rena?" "I could do that, but I know Elin very well, and at this point, she may not answer the phone." "You are certainly right about that," interjected TH. "I have been calling her like crazy." "Okay, Rena, do you know where she might be staying?" asked TH. "I know the city, but not the hotel." "No problem. Let's go." Both men bellowed at the same time. Rena laughed. "Are you two sure you're not blood brothers?" "John, you and Rena follow me back to the house. Park your car in my garage. It'll be more comfortable to take my truck." "No, we have no time to waste," John quickly retorted. "It's a rental, and I can just give the valet a few extra bucks to take good care of it for me." "That won't be necessary," said Rena. "I know the owner of this restaurant, and he has a private garage on these premises. He'll be happy to house the car." And just how well do you know this man? John's eyes flashed with playful jealousy. As they were leaving the restaurant, it was a sight to behold. Naturally, everyone gawked at TH, recognizing him immediately. Rena could hear the remarks. There's that stunning actor. I didn't know he had a brother as good looking as he. You mean twin brother, don't you? Forget the man. Who's that beauty with them? As the owner approached them to find if everything had been to their satisfaction, Rena pulled him aside to ask the favor. Walking back to John and TH, the owner said, Sir, it would be my pleasure to accommodate such a good friend of Rena's. With that, John passed the valet ticket to him. I will have my personal man get it right away and put it in my garage. The valet that took care of TH's truck retrieved it immediately because he kept it right in front of the restaurant. He would later tell his co-worker that he parked that truck up front just to look at. It was a custom-made Mercedes truck like none he'd ever seen. TH insisted that Rena and John sit together in the back to be near each other, but John was emphatic about the two of them sitting in the front to keep him company. And of course, Rena agreed with John. So there they were, on roughly a 3-hour drive to Grand Rapids, Michigan, for the love of his life. Seeing the worry in his eyes, Rena felt she needed to unveil some things to TH about Elin. She had made up her mind that Elin would just have to be angry with her, but she did not want this wonderful man to suffer another minute thinking that Elin did not care for him or love him. Elin had loved this man all her life, because whether or not she knew it, TH was every bit of the man her father was. Did she not know that she had fallen for a man that exemplifies her father perfectly? Each time she talked about things her father revealed in describing a good man, that man was TH.